Salutations, friends and strangers of the interwebs. Welcome back to the channel. I am Said Stevie. I just got done recording my Monday mail call video where I unboxed the phenomenal Bestech exploit. And two things came from that video. One, I realized that I have not cleaned my malware since I brought it to a steakhouse when I was out in Montana a few weeks ago, and this thing is gross. It needs to be cleaned. Two, the pivot on the exploit is a little cattywampus. As you can see, it's not straight. It needs to be rotated just slightly. So that's gonna bug me. I figured, what the heck, why don't I take this down, give it a good initial cleaning, straighten that out, and then clean this while I'm at it. So, let's just get going. My very basic tools here. I have some rubbing alcohol to clean it. I'm trying out OCD for ECD Slick 'em All as my lube. And then I got just basic bit drivers, although I did just order a Screw It All, is that what it's called? One of their titanium bit drivers. Finally caved and got one, but I just use a standard iFixit microbit. It's got a T8 in there, and then this WIA microbit driver with a T6 in it, and just an old cleaning cloth. So let's start with the exploit here. Again, just a phenomenal knife. Only had it for less than an hour, and I already absolutely love this thing. But let's get into it here. It appears to be very awesome in the fact that it's all T8 hardware, and it is. So I don't know if I need to take off the pocket clip, but let's just take that off just for shits and giggles. It's all shits and giggles until somebody giggles and shits, right? Isn't that what the old saying is? So I'm just gonna start backing this off. Yeah, this one is giving me some problems. Is this? So that one comes out no problem. Yeah, we got them Loctited together, so well, let's just keep going, see what happens here. Might need to go get a backup on that. So this is the middle one, that is the front one. That one looks to be holding in the stop pin there. I always arrange my screws in the order that they came out. Now let's see if I'm able to put some pressure on here, if that'll help me get that off of there. Well, that just came out. So that is for the pocket clip screw right there. No, I'm gonna need to go grab a backup, or else let me try to just back this one out and see what happens. Okay, that goes to the show side, so I should be able to take this apart now, I think. Yep. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now, just to get that off of there, is grab my handy dandy tiny little channel locks, and that should allow me to back that off, and it does. So before I get going on things, what I'm gonna do is, so that pocket clip screw and that pocket clip screw go together in there, keep those together. So what I'm gonna do now is take that blade off. I'll just start taking all that stuff off, but I am going to put this barrel spacer back in there and tighten down this screw so I don't have to mess with it later. I can do that now. So let's put that in there. I always feel like I'm trying to beat the clock when I am doing maintenance and disassembly. Yeah. The only problem with titanium hardware is that they're not magnetic. So there's always that problem. But okay, so now that I got those are all snug as a bug in a rug. Alright, so I'm not going to bother trying to replace bearings in these because I don't think it needs them. And this thing is already super clean, but I'll give it a little spritz right there just for the smell of it. I'm not going to bother flipping over the washers or anything. This was a captured pivot, it looks like, so I don't know why. Doesn't appear to be a knockout on there. So why was that not centered? Alright. Alright, I'll have to check the orientation when I put this back together. Very basic here. Very, very, very basic here. Washers are still intact. I'll give this a little wipe down there. Clean the blade off. Again, I'm just doing this to fix that, the centering on that pivot. Let's give just a little dab of some Slick-A-Mol on the washer there. And then these do appear to be 1/4-inch washers though, or bearings, by the way. I always put the caged side towards the blade. And I'll put a little dab on there. Work that in. Just a little bit. I'm going to put a little smear on the pivot itself. There's that. I'm going to put a little dab on the detent ball hole right there as well. And then I'll drop, well, let me clean it off first. I'll put just a little dab on the actual detent itself right there. Now I believe this thing is all properly lubed up. Put a couple of dabs for the bearing right there. Put that on there, and then a couple of dabs on the washer. Now it can start going back. So I see that it's a D-shaped pivot, but I don't see that anything is knocked out to act, or not, you know, make that so it's actually captured. Oh, no, it is. It is. So is that just how the pivot comes? Yeah, the pivot itself is just off-centered a little bit. So, I guess there's no correcting that. Am I tripping? It appears to be off a little bit. I don't know. But that is locked into place. It can't go. It can't rotate. It is locked in. So, I guess that's just how the pivot is. To me, it looks like it's off. Like it should be rotated clockwise just slightly. Huh, maybe I'm just tripping, which is a possibility. That's absolutely a possibility. So, I guess I'm just tripping. So, that was not needed. But, what the heck. Now, if anyone is searching for an exploit disassembly, you'll have something to go off of here. I do not snug things down until the final check of centering and action and all that. So I'm not going to bother to Loctite this. I'll take it down one more time after I've carried it for a while, and then I will do Loctite on it. Yeah, I wish that these were... I like steel hardware just for the magnetic purposes, just personal preference. I guess if you want to do any anno work on it, it's nice to have the titanium, but yeah. Alright, so we got all our hardware in there. Now it's time for the pivot to go back in. Time check, I'm already 10 minutes in. Alright, so let's work in that slick-a-mall right there. Check for centering. I'm already centered right there. No blade play. I think that's good, so I'm gonna finish snugging down the body screws, the pocket clip screws, and the body screws there. We are still dead centered. I don't think the action is going to get any better than that. Maybe I can back this off just a hair. Still completely centered. No side to side, no up and down blade play. That action is buttery smooth. I'd say it is definitely improved from out of the box with just cleaning it up a little bit and adding that slick-a-mall. So, this is only the second knife that I've used slick-a-mall on. So far, I used it on my ZT-0856, 0850, and it's doing really good on that. So, I'll call this one good. Now, onto the exploit, or the malware. As I said, I brought this thing to Montana with me and used it as a steak knife, and it's just all beefied up. So this one is a little bit different in the sense that it's got T6 hardware for the pocket clip and the two body screws here. So just backing those off. I've never taken this one apart. There's that. Done with the T6 for now. The action on this is already phenomenal. So set that there. This should pop right off. And it do. So very similar construction. There's my stop pin. Yeah, so let's pop off the bearings, pop out the pivot, and let's give it a spritz on the inside here, and wipe that down. Yeah, I was out for dinner at a steakhouse, I believe it was called Open Range in Bozeman. And it was Warncliffe Wu-Tang Wednesday when I was out there, and so I had to, and I knew I was going to a steakhouse, and I wanted to bring my own knife to show off. So I brought the malware with me. Again, it doesn't get more Wu-Tang Warncliffe than the malware. I think that that looks good. There's no washers on these. This is like a... maybe that is a washer in there, but you got like this insert that I'm not used to seeing there. Maybe that's because it's carbon fiber. So they added a steel... Is it steel? Where is my magnet? Oh, well, I have one on my flashlight here. Yeah, that's a steel... oh, that comes right out. So it doesn't have a bearing... or a washer in there. It's got this steel insert. Yeah, I'm just wondering if that's because it's carbon fiber. I don't know. But yeah, while I was out at the steakhouse, I ordered a big old tomahawk steak. If you go back in my Instagram timeline, you'll see it for sure. And this thing was an awesome knife to be slicing up some beef. So, yeah, see, it on the exploit there, it's sitting at about like that, when it should be like that. So we'll see when I put this back together how that goes. But this is also a D-shaped pivot there. And we do have a D shape on there, so we'll see. But as we go here, slick 'em all dollops right there. Slick 'em all dollop right there. Let's give this bearing a little clean. I don't want to overdo it on the rubbing alcohol, and this rag still has some on it. So there. Cage side towards the blade, or however you like to do it. There is really no wrong way to put your bearings back on. It's whatever you believe works. I don't care what anyone says. They both work. I've put knives together with the bearing open face facing the blade, and I can't see any difference at all. At all. So here is the goobered up blade for sure. So I will actually give this a spritz down there. Again, this is just a quick video. Nothing is quick about a Said Stevie video. Referring to myself in the third person. I was doing that earlier today in a chat with a couple of dudes going, why am I talking in the third person? But there's never anything quick about what I do. I'm incapable of doing quick videos. I got a little bit of staining on this blade. That's what I don't like about satin blades. Oh well. I am not worried about it. This is a keeper knife, so it's not going anywhere. I'm not too worried about that, but it is looking like there's a little bit of... I don't do the best at keeping my knives clean, and there's, I think, some beginning stages of some rust, so I gotta do something about that. But, alright, so let me just give a little schmear right there. Now, that is ready to go back onto the pivot. There. Stop pin is in place. Let's give a little cleaning to this. Sorry if you hear some background noise, some cars driving by maybe. I got the garage door open because it's a nice day out here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Starting to get a little warm. I'm going to give a little schmear on there for the bearing, a little onto the detent ball hole. A little schmear on the bearing. Just a little. And now, let's wipe off this bearing. And pop that onto there like so. Now I should be, let me give a little dab onto the detent ball itself, even though I just put some in the detent hole. Snap together, so that is captured. And yeah, I guess the KT is just a little off. Huh. My eyes thought that it was originally, again, rotated slightly clockwise. Yeah, oh well, that's not a big deal. I have, since I first unboxed the Slick 'em all, I was like, what are you supposed to do with all the stuff still open in the tip? I couldn't figure out what the hell I was going to do. And then it was pointed out to me, it's a syringe, stupid. Suck it back in. So, yeah, there you go. The Slick 'em all has fulfilled its lubrication duties. So I'm putting that away. Now let's start reassembly here. Oh man. I had a little rubbing alcohol on my finger and I rubbed my eye. Don't do that at home, folks. That will burn. That burns a little bit. So, alright, let's start reassembly here. I'm going to start by putting in the pocket clip. Again, not snugging everything down until I have checked the action and the centering and all that. Then I will appropriately tighten them. So as you see here, folks, these knives, although they look complex, there's not much to them. Very simple disassembly and reassembly to do maintenance on your knives. I've said it in videos before, there's a lot of people that are intimidated by this. I get it, but know that you can't really break anything. As long as you don't lose your pieces and your screws, you should be fine. You can't really break anything. You know, they go together pretty damn simple. So, alright, let's work. I already got the pivot too tight, I can tell. But let's work in the lube. Give it a little humping action. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, I can already tell that pivot's a little too tight. Ooh, but maybe not. Okay. Back on center. Back on center. Yeah, that action is a butter. I would say that Slick-O-Mall definitely improved it. It's even, it feels buttery, more buttery smooth than before. I am digging the Slick-O-Mall. You know, I'm normally using KPL. I even have a KPL affiliate that you'll see in the description. So if you don't want to try Slick-O-Mall and you want to keep using KPL, which I have no problems with KPL, I still got quite a bit of it. You know, I got KPL regular and I got KPL heavy. You know, so I just wanted to try out, you know, show some support for the community and pick up OCD for ECD Slick-O-Mall. But use the lubrication of your choice. Gunny Glide is good too. I have some Gunny Glide. I just happen to have an affiliate link with KPL, so that's in the description if you want to use it. Please do so. I'm realizing one thing I did not clean is the inside of the finger groove. There we go. Still had some beef juice on it. We are, as our friend Lefty would say, oh, thought I was going to be cool and pull out a sticker that I had laying around. But as our pal Lefty would say, we are dead nuts centered on there. I'm happy with that. We have no side-to-side blade play, no up and down blade play. When I disengage, it drops, shake shut. Oh, this bit me in the unboxing video, and I think it just bit me again on the knuckle. If you don't catch the flipper tab there, if you miss that, it's gonna drop all the way to your thumb, and if you, depending on how you have your thumb out, it's gonna bite you. Yep. Action on this is perfect. I can put these all away there. Still, yep. Yeah. The action on all the Todd knife and tools are always phenomenal. These two are no exception at all. And now they're all nice and clean. I gotta say, as far as front flippers go, Todd Knife and Tool nailed it on the front flippers. The other front flipper that I have from them is the Wii Roxy 3. They do an excellent job with their front flippers. I know that there's a lot of people that don't like front flippers. It can take some getting used to, for sure, but they do them really well. I don't think I called out the blade steel on this when I did the unboxing, but it's S35. I think all of Todd Knife and Tools blade steel are S35. Every one of them that I have. The higher end ones. The Wee Roxy 4, I don't see a blade steel marking on, so maybe I'm wrong. But I know that on the Roxy 3, you can see it right there. It's a little too small. That's S35. And then the Exploit is also S35VN. So what I will say is the only knives that I have that have rusted are S35 on these two Bestechs right here. So now I'm going to say that this is my fault for sure for not taking better care of my knives. But as you can see there, maybe you can, maybe you can't. I can assure you that there is some rust starting to develop on this blade. Absolutely, positively there is. And you can see on the tip there, I did not wipe this off. I had done, I forget what I had done, but I had stabbed it into a tree. Not a tree, a fallen log. And I don't think I normally will pull out my forest hank. I always got a forest hank on me anytime I'm out, actually using my blades. Before I put it back in my pocket, I pull out my hank, give it a wipe down. I didn't do that, obviously. That's from where I stabbed in, and this developed some rust on it there, I guess, from not cleaning it up. But I can assure you, I do not have any rust on any of my other... So you can see where I have stabbed into the tip. Again, anytime I'm doing stuff, I always end up stabbing it down. And you can kind of see that, but maybe it has something to do with the fact that they're satin blades that makes them corrode more. Maybe the bead blasted protects that a little bit more, or maybe there's something going on with well, that's some Mary Jane flex right there. Whoops. Maybe they are, I don't know what's up with their S35. But again, I don't, in all of my knives that I have, I've looked many times. My knives do not rust. These two are the only knives in my collection that have some rust on them. So take that for what it's worth. Okay, here's what I'm talking about with the pivot. Look at that pivot. It's nice and straight. Perpendicular. The TKT logo runs from 6 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Straight. Boom. Right there, right? Okay, almost sliced myself there. This... Gosh, dang it. I swore it didn't. But it does. It does. I guess it just depends on how you're holding the knife. Yeah, it does. I'm tripping. Yeah, I guess they're all fine. What you smoking, Stevie? The bomb. Yeah. Todd Knife and Tool galore. Roxy 4 reigns supreme still. I love them all, but Roxy 4 reigns supreme. This is my favorite one. I wish that this was a front flipper also. But, and I'm not a crazy fan of the flamed ano at all. I've had this finish before from Wii on I used to have two Malice. They did a flamed ano version of this, and it's not a good user finish. It scuffs up really easy. No big deal, but yeah, not a big fan of the flamed or tiger striped ano. But that being said, the Roxy 4 still reigns supreme. It would absolutely be that much better if it had a front flipper. And also, again, the Roxy 3 is no slouch either. Just phenomenal offerings from Wii and Todd Knife and Tool. And then as far as the Bestechs go, they're all individually different. I can't compare the Malware to the Exploit and the Shodan just because it's just so much different. It's sleek, it's slender, it's, you know, this crazy thin slicey blade there. This is not a hard use knife by any means. These two, however, the Shodan and the Exploit, are phenomenal. Really very, very similar in design. You can see there, very similar. One has a front flipper, one has a back flipper. Again, still very, very similar in design. If I had to pick, I like the Exploit better. Yeah, I love this already. That's it, folks. Appreciate you all tuning in to this 32-minute long video. If you're not already subscribed, please do so right there. And let's see whatever video I decide to put up right there. Check that video out. And until the next one, I will talk to you all later. Deuces!